Indiana's got a great chance to win. The Cardinal from Palo Alto, they have never beaten the Indiana Hoosiers. They were in that same predicament yesterday. It held true against North Carolina. Leaves drop on your shoulders and bathe you in the warmth and glory of nature.
Here's a freshman, Trey Galloway, with the miss. Al Durham typically starts in that spot for Indiana, and he went out with an ankle injury yesterday, so we may not see Al Durham in this game.
One of the
great lyricists of all time.
Don't go out.
Stanford ball, Ziaire Williams, no.
The attacking mode that the Cardinal are in right now, looking a lot like Nick Neely. Neely, the incredible author who wrote Alta California, recreating the Portola expedition.
Well, you said it the other day, Indiana should have made the NCAA tournament last year if there was one. They would have been back. Indiana's got the steal, and Rob Finney running the point for them into Jackson Davis, who has been outstanding early for Indiana, calling for the ball and ending the possession with 2 and a foul.
So Indiana with a slow start. Oscar Da Silva, the only offense for the Cardinal right now. He's on the bench, and the Hoosiers are just attacking the rim. Well, you should against Stanford. They don't have that big power guy.
The other 4 are which?
You can take your pick. I've got my own.
Offensive foul against Galloway in Indiana.
San Diego's one of them.
It's one of them?
Yes. It's here by the Hoosiers.
James Keith has checked in, and Noah Tates as well. The freshman getting to the rim. Couldn't finish, and the rebound for Indiana and Armand Franklin.
So Jared has already nice player. Yes. But it would not be right to put him in the same conversation with
Oh, Jackson Davis again, one time. The Evansville native Christian Lander, the freshman in the game with his classmate Trey Galloway.
Where's it centered?
In your mind.
San Diego, number 3. Colorado Springs, home with Chris Carmichael and a lot of other friends. Boston, I've been there. And Austin. Genius with the ball. When you think of a creative musician, they don't really know where they're going.
It's improvisation. Second chance for Indiana, no. And the rebound for Stanford.
The ability to react. Stanford is having to play more conservatively because of the way the referees, as last night, are just not giving the Cardinal a chance to play their game.
That's Bryce Wills, by the way. Bruce was in, I think, Die Hard.
They're looking back and saying, what's up with this?
I think we may be there already, by the way, at that brewery that you mentioned, Wicked Weed.
It's an incredible brewmaster place. What's your brewmaster handle? Up there in the park?
It was outstanding. I was indoors for most of it. Yeah, thank you. You?
Both have 2 eyes. Beautiful stroke. Now that was Dejan Davis.
It was Dejan Davis.
We're pulling for you, big guy.
And to everybody out there who's dealing with a cancer diagnosis and whatever you can do to help, we thank you very much for that. But you hit it on the head, Bill. I know that's close to your heart, team sports and what it can do to change a person and their feeling in the world.
Team in the game of life. I mean, I'm alive today because of so many other people who have sacrificed everything to give me the chance. Death like Andrew has with his cancer challenges. Your life is never the same again. You never look at anything the same way again. So I know where he's coming from, and he's just going to celebrate every moment that he has. And he's not going to listen to any nonsense, or he's just going to go for it all. When you have that second chance, or whatever the number you're on, I'm on number 21 right now. Make the most of it. He didn't do it. And when he was asked on his deathbed in his late 50s, 30 years later.
Ground on which I trod right now, Zappo Productions. If you see my publishing on my records, it's Zappo Music in honor, an homage to a multifarious audience, a disparate group of of partisans who would show up, and we played there every couple of years, and it was always packed. It was always kind of a big deal, at least for us it was. But you'd have your, I guess for lack of a better term, your more yuppie audience, sort of the lawyer and his date, sitting in an ass crowd, who would be dancing in front of them. And so the lawyer would say to the dreadlocked man, right. So I hope the crowd could see that. This is my version of it. So we never, I guess the last time we played there was just at the Blue Ridge Rangers.
No, when I first heard it, I looked it up to make sure. By the way, we got a picture of you, Bruce, wearing a Stanford shirt. Why is that?
I hope that picture can be seen in all its glory. I wish you could see my brother. He was kind of getting cut off. John Hornsby was the academician, the academian, football and basketball. Anyway, I thought it was a really miscarriage of justice, and so I called up. I knew the governor, and I really knew his chief of staff, so I was lobbying them pretty hard, calling up and saying, "Hey, Chuck, you may be killing these young college boys, but what are you going to do about some 38-year-old piano player, son?" So he would just roll with laughter, and we were friends all the way up until this day. I saw him. I hadn't seen him for a couple of years. Ran into him at Hampton Coliseum, a legendary Fish and Grateful Dead venue, Bill, as you know. And
I've been there with you.
Exactly, comes alive, exactly. So Alan and I.
For everybody. Here's Lander.
We are everywhere, including in Asheville.
Jackson Davis, he's been in attack mode all first half, Bill.
Still able to maintain that seemingly insurmountable 5-point lead.
Second half underway. Jackson Davis right at the rim again off the seal.
What is up with that defense? You basically give the guy a layup off the weak side ducky, and this is not Sidney Wicks playing here tonight. But Oscar's with 2 fouls already.
Oh, Williams met at the rim. Nice help defense by Indiana converging. Galloway was in there among others. Mendes when there are bumpers.
Have you been to Bowling Green?
I've not, but I had one of their games on Wednesday of last week as De Silva's got a save there, but he airmails it.
That was thrown to Ken Kesey. Send it back here, Dejon Davis, and threw him to the ground. I mean, that's like Jerry Kramer leading Bart Starr in the Ice Bowl. Wow. Because Lamonis and Camping World to feed the hungry in Palo Alto. And yes, there are hungry people in Palo Alto.
Williams the miss there. That was Davis with the 3. So it's a 6-point game. Indiana over Stanford. Down low, Jackson Davis.
How's your campsite going?
Tremendous. I've got s'mores going for in between games indoors. Oh, Jackson Davis again got position. Second chance is good.
I'm not sure what the name of the tree is, but it looks very cool. Do we get one of those at the end to have in our house, in our living room, on the coffee table?
But it wasn't a gorge.
With the gorge. You ever been to the Columbia Gorge?
No, I may have fallen in it in the first half. Oh, high low pass and a challenge at the rim. We get a whistle, and I think they're going to count the basket there.
You would know if you fell into the Columbia Gorge. And while we're in Asheville today, have you ever been to Bend, Oregon? Asheville's like
I have not. They're just going to get a foul, but let me clean that up.
Understanding of the history of all of this out here in California. Alta California, Nick Needham, the recreation by one man of the Portola expedition of 1769, which had 63 people. It was the first European land exploration of the state of California and the West Coast.
It's not a tournament.
I beat Dick Butkus and Phil Esposito in the final round. Pat Sajak was beside himself.
I have seen video of you on Wheel of Fortune.
And now he's supervising so much of everything for the SEC.
We have a lot of very good officials across the country who are braving the elements to make sure to get to games.
Absolutely. I'm not saying that. But look, 6'3" freshman from Las Vegas. This is the best I've ever seen him play.
He won 4.
Both guys have to have the ball long enough that the course of history is altered.
I feel like the course of history has been altered at least 100 times today so far.
You know, this is a big area for whitewater rafting, kayaking, bellyaching. Have you ever been on a whitewater raft trip?
The Clippers?
Yes.
Wow.
The Bradley Brave from Peoria. Ralph
Jackson Davis.
Year coaching career in the NBA. Nobody's had a better one. What, 11 championships or so in 20 years?
The triangle offense. As Stanford gets the putback for 2. That was the 4th foul on Ziaire Williams for Stanford, Bill. I know that's not foul trouble for you, but it could change the sequence here for Jared Haas and the way he substitutes.
Ziaire, has not had the huge impact or the echo pedal on the beam. Over the top, throw it down on a dead ball baseline out of bounds play. That's just a total breakdown defensively. And when you're watching somebody throw it down in your face, Spencer Jones is too good a ball player to get posterized like that. But that wasn't his man.
McClure can tell you a lot about Baylor, former Baylor, Baylor Bear. Oh, Jackson Davis wide open on the doorstep.
Well, the doorstep. Where's that? I live outside.
Yeah, well, somebody's gently rapping on your door right now, I think. Williams stayed away. You just have
not a good sequence here for Stanford. I mean, why? Because they're giving up dunks and layups and ones, and then their offense on the other end is fadeaway jumpers off their own dribbles. That's not going to get it done. You're trying to control the tempo here. Great post-entry pass. And no hesitation whatsoever. They're not thinking about plays or strategy here or matchups. Ziaire Williams. But we just haven't seen it to this point.
Franklin driving, kick to thin out the defense. Yet Lander held it too long.
That's a shot basketball for the NCAA.
That's right.
And now that position is held by Dave Wake Forest in the broadcast. I saw him do about 6 different shows yesterday.
Reese Davis?
And every one of them was brilliant. Please.
Well, I've been putting food away in quarantine, evidently.
Inductees in the state of North Carolina.